welcome to another episode of the Pirate Round. I be Captain Skultopus, and this here be the Scarlet Raven, and here be our special friend Captain Turner from the Southern Realms. He's come up to visit us today. Now, Captain Turner travels all over the world, and he brings us special rums that he finds here and there, and we always like to do a rum tasting. And this rums, we bring special tastes and flavors from about the world where there's rums, and we sample it here on the round, and we let you know exactly, what kind of rums and what kind of flavors you could find throughout the world. But first, we're going to start with a toast, and this be a toast to all our friends throughout the world here who like the Pirate Round and who have stabbed that their subscribe button with their cutlashes.
Those who have passed the word.
And those who have passed away from us, those who are not here today, and those who we wish were here but are not. We say, we drink from the crystal skull, which has our special rum in it, and we say to you, friends, yar har. Welcome to the Pirate Round. And it'd be fine. Now, Captain Turner, I understand that you brought us something special today in the rum category.
Aye, that'd be true. Now, last time I was here, we sampled a rum from Key West,
Okay.
Maple Rum Company.
Yard.
This time I brought a different rum that's also from Key West. Now, this rum is not actually made in Key West, but it's mixed, it's blended, they call it.
Okay.
Blended and bottled in Key West. It
All right.
would be called Pilar, Papa's Pilar. Now, Papa's Pilar be a reference, Papa being Papa Hemingway, the author Ernest Hemingway.
Yar.
Pilar was the name of his ship.
His boat, yar.
And he was always a rather large celebrity in Key West. He
Yeah.
spent a lot of time there.
He did.
There for some time. And this be a blended rum that they make down in Key West. They make two different kinds. One be, I believe, the 7, and this one be the 24.
No, it's pretty nice there. It's got a general shape of a canteen, and I think that's sort of a reference to Papa's his safari antics and his military antics and things that he had done.
Very adventurous.
Yeah, they want to refer to an adventurous spirit in the shape of a canteen.
He'd even have a compass on the very top there.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, like an explorer, like a safari person.
Aye.
Yeah, and that's quite interesting now. Now, Ernest Hemingway, despite what the reputation he's got for being this ultra-masculine sort of man, was quite an interesting character. Now, he was a pacifist in World War I, but he was an ambulance driver and a stretcher bearer. He did not serve actually as a gun-toting soldier, but he served as a non what they would say like a non-combatant. But he was there to
Conscientious
see.
objector almost.
Yeah, almost like an objector. And he served on the Italian front there in World War I and saw the horrors of war. And later, then he began to write his books about how people adjusted from the horrors of war after World War I into 20s and 30s. And they called it the lost generation. A whole generation of folks who had served and who had lived at that time, who could not adjust then to peace after war. And they had succumbed to adventures and sorts of drinkings and sorts of scandalous love affairs and that sort. And they called themselves the lost generation. They lived in Europe. They were expatriates, so to speak.
Now, many of us from the older generation actually were required to read Ernest Hemingway.
True, we were. Yeah. Farewell to Arms, To Have and Have Not.
The Old Man and the Sea.
The Old Man and the Sea, Pite, very good stories and interesting stories. And he's got quite a cult following there in Key West in Cuba. Cuba because of his time that he spent there in Havana, and where he wrote The Old Man and the Sea and that sort of thing. And he's loved and revered by many people, and they do call him Papa Hemingway because he had that.
They consider him family down there.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's a very beloved character, and so, well, in his spirit, then, why don't we pour out a little bit of this, and we'll try Pilar.
Say when.
Well, I'm not a lightweight, you know that. That's good.
She's not taking the helm this evening by any means. I'll have a bit, but you don't have to overindulge because we've only got a bit to try.
While I be
That's fine,
navigating,
Wayne.
I'm not navigating tonight.
You can see I've been enjoying this for a while here.
Oh, it's got a great flavour. And it's a great smell there. Rich and dark.
Aye.
The It's nice.
It's got a faint burn to the nose and the smell, but
Just a bit.
it's not bad.
Yeah. It's a darker rum, as you can see. It's got a bit of a darker color. Rich, complex smell. Got many things. It's got wood. It's got other things
You
in
smell
it.
the wood. You smell the spice.
Yeah.
We smell a little bit of the caramel.
A little bit of maple, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's not overwhelming, but definitely complex.
Shall we?
Yeah. Let's have a sip and see what we think. A bit of a front burn, but it fades quick.
It's got a very strong woody flavor.
It's wood,
Very strong wood.
but there's
But it's a different wood. It's not so oaky flavor.
Yeah. Captain Turner then said that he thought there was some maple in there, and it does almost have like that maple
Yeah.
syrup a
Right.
bit to it.
But the wood, it's not the typical oak that you get
No,
from a lot of
no.
rums.
Oh boy, I feel that burn and that warmth going all
It does. It's
the way down.
warms you up all the way
Yeah.
down.
Warms you up all the way down. Yeah, it's quite nice.
A lot of complex flavors.
Yes, a lot of different things in there. Well, let me see that bottle.
Now, as you notice, a lot of times, and I mention this quite often, I will swish it around the first taste, because then I can get little bit more of the complexity, and how it's going to feel. On the second sip, it's still got the slight burn. It warms you up as it goes down, but it's a good rum.
Now it says here, Papa's Pilar rum was inspired by Ernest Hemingway's passion for adventure and good drink at the end of the day. Crossing the Caribbean in his yacht, the Pilar, Papa's restless spirit and seafaring exploits inspired us to rediscover the finest rums from his favorite port of call. In true Hemingway spirit, the Hemingway family donates 100% of their profits from Papa's Pilar rum to charity. Now that's quite nice.
Right.
That is good.
That's very nice of them.
It's got you can definitely taste the spice in there, but that wood, like I said, it's got a strong wood,
That's an
but
interesting
it's not a
thing.
bad.
No,
No.
it says
It's like a maple wood.
it
Yes,
says here the
sweet
number
wood.
24 represents the 24th Solera taste profile in artisanal blend. So it tells you that each number could be tasting different from every other number
Oh,
because it's a different blend every time. Well, that's pretty interesting.
very interesting.
that's good.
Now, Papa Hemingway did love his rum.
Oh, he sure did. Yes, he drank quite a bit.
Quite a
of it.
bit.
He loved his yacht.
We have a lot in common with him because I have two.
He loved, and it's a neat little canteen sort of shape
It's
there.
shaped just like a canteen with a little curve on the inside.
Yeah.
Rest
on your
against
hip like that, which would pull out your rum bottle and have a flavor.
the screw-on metal cap.
You're taking that through the jungle with
Yeah,
you.
well, you need it in a jungle.
And it has this little seal on here with a little rooster on it, which anybody who's been to Key West knows that the roosters just run the island. They're wild there.
Well, you can sure taste that maple. That's not oak at all; it's maple.
It's maple.
Yeah,
Maple
well, that's very nice. Wow, I think Papa would like it.
I
I
believe
do
so.
think he would. Yeah. It's
good.
complex.
It's
sort of
warming.
mapley flavor. It's got a warmth to it.
Yeah, if you were sitting around on a chill night, that'd be nice and warm.
It does.
You know,
What
warm your head up.
percentage of alcohol does that say on there?
Oh, I'd say 43%.
So it's a little
It's a bit more- it's
It's
a
a
warmer
warmer
rum.
rum, but
Yeah.
it doesn't particularly taste like a warmer rum.
No, it's
A
got
bit
the
warm, but
flavors.
not-
It's warm in the sense that you can feel the burn down through you in the warmth. And I wouldn't call it strictly a burn. More like a warmth
warming.
that kind of gets down. Yeah, it's a nice warm, and it's a very good kind of woody flavor to it. Boy, that's really nice there, Captain
good.
Turner, to
I
bring
like
that about. It's a fine
Thank you for
rum.
sharing that with us.
Yeah. I've seen it a bit here and there, and I've always wondered, what it would taste like.
No, I saw this first when I was in Key West.
Okay.
And since I've seen it quite a bit in the stores here, I never saw it in the stores here before I bought it there. So
Well,
now I'm happy to see that it's easier to obtain, especially with
wait,
the donation to charity.
that's quite
That's
nice,
good.
So you hit Papa, you hit his kids, and then his sons, and I believe he lost one of his sons in the war. And then you had Mariel and Margot, his
Right.
granddaughters, who are models and actresses. one of them has come to a bad end. I believe she's either taken her own life or passed on.
Correct.
I believe there's one who's, I don't know if it's Mariel or Margot who's still alive, but I believe they still got the family, you know, that goes through. And of course, those of you who know a bit about Papa, well, you know, he took his own life.
Which, you know, we had a short episode about that.
Yeah, he took his own life in Ketchum, Idaho when he was living there. Very sad. He suffered from other things that, you know, different sorts of illnesses and different sorts of ailments.
And depression for many years.
Yes, true.
And if you are suffering from depression and feel that need, please reach out to someone, as we've said before.
Yes, we've said before, please reach out to someone. Don't hold it inside. You know, but the legend and the mystery still surrounds him even to this day. And one can say, you know, from the era of the Norse, when they say that men die, cattle die, but there's one thing that lasts forever, and that's your fame.
Aye.
And his fame then, even in this bottle then, will last forever, I do believe. So I give you one toast to Papa.
You'd be all out, but we'd be toasting to you. Now, as far as the rating, it's not quite as smooth. It's a good rum. I would easily give that probably 3.5 cannon blasts.
Oh, easily 3.5.
I think 3.5 is what I would say. It's not the very best rum, and it being in a blended rum, you have your master blenders who would take rums from different regions and blend them together to make a rum that is as tasty as they can make it. But
True.
It's not going to have the same punch as like a Jamaican rum or
True.
a Barbados rum, which has a very unique flavor profile.
True.
It's its own thing.
Yeah,
Now, as far
it's
as
blended.
the cost, I believe I see it around the 40 to 50 coin range, if I
Aye.
remember right.
Yeah. You know, good rums are not cheap, friends.
No.
They're not something you're going to either drink one day and then pour into your car to run it down the block the next day.
We drank some of that earlier.
Yeah, we drank some of that earlier. It was pretty well.
It's pretty cheap.
You put down good coin for good rum because you don't guzzle it down like a frat boy.
And you share it with your friends.
You know, yeah, you
Aye.
share it with your friends and you enjoy the flavors and you talk about it and you have good conversation. Remember that good conversation back before people were staring at that little devices that was glowing in the dark? People used to sit around the table and they would have good conversation and they would open up a bottle of fine spirits and they would sit and they would talk about
It's kind of like the
anything.
Dead, the Walking Dead.
Kind of like that. You know.
And they stare and they just walk.
And we would sit about the table and we'd say, well, you know, what do you think about their building that thing up there? And what do you think about
Or you
that
sit
ship
around
that's
with a
come
good
in?
game, you know, a good
Yeah,
card game or a
that's
good
true.
board game. Or
Yeah, and you would open a bottle of fine spirits and pass it about and you'd say, well, this spirit's quite fine. So I would say, for my set, I would give it 3.5 cannon blasts, simply because of its history and because of its fine maple flavor.
I'd be in accord.
Are we in accord?
I'm in accord.
All right then. Well, here you go. Papa's Pilar 24, the 24th evolution of its flavor, and we give it a thumbs up, and we say, well, folks, thank you for tuning in to this special episode of the Pirate Round, where we talked a bit about Pilar rum and Papa himself, and we say, now, your har, smooth sailing, and always be true to yourself, and
Don't let anybody kick you down.
Don't anybody kick you
Not that
down,
we
friend.
advocate violence.
no, don't anybody put you down.
Always
you
be
pirate,
yourself.
and you
Yeah.
don't have to take nothing from no one, and so, your har.
Your heart.
Arr.